Hello everyone, this is Francis. Excited to do a live after 2 weeks. I always miss you when I don't do a live after 2 weeks. Tonight I wanted to talk about the surest way to make the best decision. What happened is that last week I had a chance to start a book, an incredible book that's called Never Split the Difference. It's by Chris Voss, and Chris Voss is an ex-FBI agent that used to deal with hostages situation. So you can imagine there's no split the difference. Let's take half of this hostage and give it to you. That doesn't work, right? So what was fascinating when he was talking about all the negotiations and negotiation tactics is that there's a guy called Antonio Damasio. Antonio Damasio is a neuroscientist. And what he's done is a study with some of the patients that on paper or when you look at them, they look very normal. They're normal, except that they have a problem. The problem is that there's a part of their brain that the emotions affected. Actually, they cannot even feel any emotion. That part of the brain is not working. So what Antonio did is that he said, okay, so I'd like to do a study, and the study was just asking a very simple question to people. Make a decision. They have a choice of between A and B. And, on paper, again, when you look at the people, they were able to just put like reasons on one side and reason on the other. And, at the end, they're like, okay, so you've worked on this. What's your decision? You know what happened? None of the candidates that couldn't have expressed any emotions were able to make a decision. None of them. Even on paper, it's logic. You're like, oh, well, I have the list of here and I have the list of there, and they were not able to make a decision when this part of the brain was affected. What does that tell you? Or what does that tell us about when we make a decision? Because this is the reality. We always end up making a decision based on emotions. It's impossible not to make a decision without emotions. But here's the catch, is that usually we're always thinking that we're making decisions out of our mind, right? At the end of the day, if I ask you, how can you make the best decisions? Out of your mind or out of your heart? That's the question. And the best example I can give you is that for me and for myself, I remember in January, I wanted to have a VIP inside the documentary. And, it's a guy well-known, Brendan Bouchard, and I'm thinking, how can I reach him? And I have a friend that's part of his mastermind. So I'm talking to Juan Carlos, and Juan is like, well, why don't you come to the mastermind? And again, I'm not part of the mastermind, but he just wanted me to come, hang around with those people. Maybe I'm going to have the chance. Maybe I will have the chance to meet Brendan Bouchard. That's a chance. Did it make sense for me to spend about $2,000, $2,500 just for 4 days for the chance to maybe meet Brendan Bouchard? Did it make sense? It didn't make sense at all. It didn't. Except that my heart was saying, go, 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 go. I just felt it. And if you've watched the previous video, which I recommend to watch, or if you just want to hear about a really good hack, if you're not sure, you feel that your heart wants to do it, and just before your brain starts to think too much, you do the 5 seconds rule, which is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So you see someone that you think you should meet, you're in a networking event, go, do it. You have a feeling that you should make a phone call, go, do it, because that's coming from your heart. That's the best decisions that you can make. 2 weeks after that, I was talking to one of my friends, Erin, if you're watching, and she said, it was so good. I'm celebrating our first year of anniversary. I'm at the Voice of Success with Roger Love. It would be so nice if you could be here. I love you so much as a friend, and I just wanted to call you. I called her back, and then next thing you know, I'm thinking, oh man, I really want to go. I feel I have to go, except that it's Thursday and the event is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday in LA. I'm in Vancouver. Does that make sense to And then, but here's what happening is I'm starting to take a look at the flights. You know how much was the flight? $950 for one, like just LA. It could be half the price. Did it make sense for me to go? Sense? Absolutely not. If I put all, no. My heart was saying, go for it. Go for it. And you know what happened for those two circumstances? Is that the first trip that I did, I met Brendon Burchard very quickly. But not enough to say, was that a good deal? No. But I met some people that are now my friends. And I'm actually even partnering on some projects with them. Not only that, I met probably one of the most important person of my life, which is the best gift you can ever receive from the universe. And then 2 weeks after that, when I went to LA, I met that person again. And that started a relationship of friend and becoming, something even more than that. Like I've never imagined in my life, something so beautiful. And Erin was there. She's watching right now and she knows I made that decision purely not of my mind. It was all my heart. And that's what I encourage you. I'm saying, Erin, heart. Yes, it was so beautiful. And it is a miracle. And I'm so blessed that I made this decision from this guy. If you're watching any other interviews that I've done, one from the producer of The Power of the Heart, he said, take a decision, make a decision from your heart and your soul. And then your mind can be the executor because it's very smart. And the example that I wanted to give you, and Erin is still continuing. I love you, Erin. The example I wanted to give you is that I'm in real estate and I have negotiations to make. And guess what's the most powerful tool that I can have when there's a multiple offer scenario? I'm representing the buyer and there's a seller on the other side. I always ask them to write a letter to the seller. And I say, please describe yourself. Tell them why you love the house. Tell them about you. And I'd say 80%, if not plus that, makes the deal happen. Some of the clients that I had, newly married, or they're gonna have kids, and she's pregnant, or they love the house so much. It's their first house, so they're so excited to buy that first house. And if we don't win on price initially, well, guess what? The seller comes back to me or back to the agent calls back. What about your client can make this price? We really like your clients. That's from the heart. So if you're thinking that you're making a decision from your heart, you're wrong because it's all the emotion. Sorry, from your if you're rationally, you're wrong. You're always making a decision based on your emotion. What I'm suggesting is that as soon as you know what the emotion is and you want to do it, just do it. Don't wait. Follow your heart. Have you ever heard the saying, buyers or people are buying emotionally and then they justify rationally? That's it. We know that if you didn't have your emotion, you wouldn't make a decision. So now I'm saying, if you know that you always make your decision based on your emotion, follow your heart. Justify it after. You'll find the way. You'll find a way. And I know that Erin is a big ambassador, beautiful ambassador of that. She's going big dreams, big goals. She's doing it. It's scary. Yes, it's scary. That's the thing. And you grow. And if you make a mistake, that was just the right thing to do because you're learning something that leads to another thing. Like I said, for me, 2 irrational decisions I made and 2 best decisions I've ever made in my life. And thank you, Erin, for talking to me and the universe because, I met an amazing person that I really love. And that's all I wanted to say. So follow your heart. Rationalize after. Your emotions are driving the bus anyways. So this is what I'm suggesting you. I hope it serves you well. If you do think it's good, send it to other people that needs to make a decision from their heart. They're stuck. They don't know what to do. Follow your heart. Rationalize it after. I love you guys.